How's it going today, guys? Some very interesting developments have happened in the Chu-verse here recently. So, a lot of you may have noticed in the last couple Tophiachu videos, every now and then Tophiachu would mention that, hey, some people on the Discord are trying to get Studchu's body cam footage, and they're racist, they're awful people because of this, they're only doing it because it's a black woman. You probably heard the entire spiel by Tophiachu. And when she was talking about it, I had heard that she had like a case for battery or something like that, so I didn't assume much about it. I thought she just got into an altercation with a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It wouldn't be that interesting. But then I actually seen the body cam footage. In fact, it was so bad that I can't even show it to you guys right now. But you can actually see, like, as they're taking Studchu away, I'm able to play that in the background for you at the moment. And the only reason that I'm bringing this up, or why this is a focal point in the video today, is because it seems that Studchu is a very dangerous person. Studchu in this body cam footage is seen with brandishing a weapon, I guess would be the best way to say it this early in a video, and there's a guy laid out in a hotel room or apartment right next to Studchu's, losing a lot of B, I guess, right? As Studchu sits on a corner smoking a cigarette like a menace, just waiting for the cops to come and arrest her. She doesn't say a word, she just gets put in cuffs and taken away. Now, the only reason we're really talking about this today is because this is a very concerning thing, that Tophiachu is just hanging out with Studchu, and for months on end, she has told us that she is scared of everything. She's scared to go outside by herself. She's scared to be turned around while other people are there, but for the longest time, she's been hanging out with a very, very dangerous individual. Studchu doesn't seem like the safest person to be around after witnessing this body cam, and I can just tell you guys to go watch it for yourself. I obviously can't show you any of it really, but it's really bad and disturbing. And now with all of that out of the way, we can talk about how Tophiachu has been taking this. She's been telling everybody that Studchu did nothing wrong. She was just an innocent woman defending herself. With everything that seemed to be going down in that video, Studchu looked like the person attacking. She looked like the criminal in that scenario, not the other way around. And how everyone is such bad people for exposing this. Studchu was off of her medication. She really couldn't help herself. And yeah, I sympathize with that. If like you're off your medication and like you're losing your mind and like something crazy happens, but I have a hard time sympathizing with somebody when like you straight up almost ended somebody. Like, that is some insane work, and you're just hanging out with her, Tophiachu, telling us it's all fine and dandy when this is a dangerous person, and it makes it look like you're past like sympathy baits when she's telling us, I can't take bus rides to go see my mom, I can't take bus rides to go to work because there's people all around me, I'm nervous of who I could be around, I don't know these people. But it seems like the people Tophiachu is hanging around are dangerous in their own right, so it doesn't really make sense. I think I would rather be on a bus with a whole bunch of witnesses than in a car with some dangerous criminal with nobody knowing. It's just me and them in there driving to who knows where. These are the people you're hanging out with, Tophiachu, and that you're choosing to defend. Now maybe she's great. She gave you a whole lot of chocolate, maybe you love it. You could really find yourself into trouble because you have just such a limited idea of friendship. Like, you can't immediately recognize that this person is bad for me. I shouldn't be around them. Yes, they may be nice. I'm pretty sure Jeffrey Dahmer was nice to the people before he talked to them and got him into his house. You know, I bet he was a very pleasant human being. And then the mask comes off, and then you have to deal with the consequences. It's almost a good thing that this Studchu character got out of Tophiachu's life. But by the way it seems, Tophiachu is trying to actively drag herself back into this.
Being a content creator isn't fun in a sense of, it is fun. I want to be successful, I want to be financially stable, but there's that other side of it, you have no privacy. When I'm out somewheres, people are like, oh my god, it's Tophiachu, and then sometimes people will just whip out their camera, don't even ask, and start taking pictures or secretly videoing me. I went to a free event, I didn't even know it was for voting, but it was a free event that the city put on, and Twista was gonna be there. I love Twista, the rapper Twista. It was a free concert. I'm not gonna pass up a free Twista concert, so I went. I knew, since nobody was taking pictures, because usually when I go places and people aren't taking pictures, I know that someone's secretly filming me. It's obvious. If I haven't heard, or if I haven't had anyone come up to me and ask me for a picture all day, then I know that means that someone or people are secretly filming me. At the end of the Twista concert, 2 girls did ask for a photo. And then I see the videos of people filming me, and I was like, I already knew, because nobody came up and asked me for a photo. A lot of content creators are leaving social media. They don't have privacy, so they don't want someone to see them out in public and recognize them. And especially because I've seen content creators get threats. I've seen content creators be harassed and stalked. And that pushes them to want to leave social media. That's why I want to build a business outside of social media, because I don't want to do this social media stuff forever. I want to have a successful business outside of social media. But even then, having a successful business does not keep you out of the eye, out of the public. My biggest video, and this is not to brag, has 50 million views. 50 million eyes saw that video, and it's crazy to think how many people in the population of the world, that doesn't even touch the population. Like, there's people in China. It doesn't even touch, but 53 million people, that's a lot of people. And it's scary to think, like, the most random go viral. So if a video goes viral and a lot of people see it, like, there's too many eyes. I want to live comfortably. I want to be able to travel somewhere and not have someone be like, oh my god, Tophiachu, or start secretly filming me. Well, she's not me for reasons, you know. She has issues. She's not on her medication. She has schizophrenia, like mad, and she's not talking to me. But the fact that these people in a Discord paid for her police body cam footage is disgusting. You paid for the body cam footage of a black woman so you can blast her online. I don't have contact with her. She's not talking to me because obviously she's in there and she's not on her medication. She lost her mind. Like, what is wrong with people? You see, whenever I hang out with someone, that's why I'm afraid for someone to be seen, because then they blast them everywhere, and you don't know someone's situation. You don't know what type of situation they could be in. You want to talk about how I'm filming at a shelter that was a DV shelter, putting people in danger, when no, the shelter was ever in was not a DV shelter. Second of all, you filming me people and saying like, oh, these were the people that she was with. What if they were in a DV situation and you're blasting? You don't know if someone could be in a DV situation that I'm hanging out with, and you're exposing them online. You gotta think about who the people are that hangs around certain people.
No, Tophiachu, you need to think about who you're hanging around with. Can you believe her entire rant stems from the fact that people now know that Studchu is violent and that you've been hanging around her? Tophiachu, you should be ecstatic that people got you away from this woman. The fact that you're trying to go back to her and downplay her crimes is absolutely insane. I mean, she did what she did. You don't want to be hanging around this person, especially because you're saying that she's like lost her mind and you think that she might be dangerous again, or at least Tophiachu probably doesn't think she's dangerous, but at least we know. And you're sitting here, you're spreading like false claims about her, you're slandering her on the internet every chance you get because you're upset she doesn't want to be with you, and now you're mad because it's exposed to everyone else. This should be a good thing. You shouldn't be upset at anybody. You should be able to reflect and think, man, I was really making some bad choices. You know, I got affection for the first time ever, and then I almost fell head over heels in love with somebody who was violent. Like, it doesn't even make sense, Tophiachu, that you would think this is a good idea. And I think it's so wild that she could be like, oh, you know, I just hate the fame. I hate the TikTok. You know, they're taking pictures of me and Studchu out there. Well, it's a good thing it was documented. Like, Tophiachu, the only thing she has in this world is social media. She will not get off of it. She refuses to get a job. But whenever someone's like filming her and takes a picture, she's like, oh, I just can't stand this anymore. It's the worst thing to ever happen to me. But I will continue to do it. Over Studchu, which is mind-blowing. The internet has been her only safety net throughout her entire adulthood. Every time she runs into a problem that would be catastrophic for the normal person, because she has some people that will donate a little bit of money to her, buy her cameos, she's able to get a small break even though everything else is crumbling around her. She cannot stand the fact that time and time again the people in her comment section are just right. They're right about getting a job, they were right about avoiding Studchu, they're just right so much, and she just cannot stand it.
You want to know what happened last night? I received the email at an old place they think I'm at, ordering Papa John's to said place. I don't know if they ordered a pizza or what it was. You had them make a whole pizza that is going to go to waste, that they now are going to throw in the trash because nobody paid for that pizza. I couldn't even order a pizza from Domino's at one of the apartments I was at, or one of the places I was staying at, because they called Domino's so many times because I had told Domino's they're trolling. Then they had to remove that address from ordering pizza. And I'm like, if someone else stays in this room and they want to order pizza from Domino's, they can't. So Domino's said that I couldn't literally order pizza, because one time we wanted pizza and I ordered it and they said no, that I had to go in and pick it up, because they say, how do we know it's you and not a troll? And I said, well, it's me. And they didn't believe me. They weren't convinced. So then my brother couldn't take me down there to get pizza, and I was like, all right. And I had to just freaking accept it. So, that sucks. No, it wasn't Villa Esperanza. It was actually In Town Suites, I think. Man, we stayed so many places. To be honest with you, my brain, even I don't think before the carjacking, there's been so much stuff in my life that a memory will pop up and I'm like, whoa, I remember that, right? I've forgotten half of my life. So much stuff has happened that I can't even remember every single place we lived at. Red Roof, In Town Suites, Extended Stay, Roadway Inn, Motel 6. My life is gone. My memory, I have no recollections of certain things until I'm reminded of something, because I see a comment and then it reminds me of a memory. And I'm like, oh, I can't even remember half of my life, and that's crazy. I'm the one that could remember something, but I try to remember what my brother sounds like, and that sucks. Even the last place I was at, bam, just people tend to knock very loudly, and sometimes I don't get up because my reaction is to freeze, because who is banging this late at night? Bam. And it just triggers me, because you never know who's on the other end of the door. I'm tired. I can't even rest. I have the money for the storage for next month, but my brain is already, I have to work for the month after that. So I'm not trying to scramble last minute to figure out how to pay my storage. You gotta be kidding me. My phone bill is due next month, and I gotta figure out, or this month. I'm gonna have the money this month for the storage. I already know how. For people to be like, why don't you just get a 1-bedroom? No. Are you stupid? I can't process what my brother, we put a lot of stuff in storage, so I can't say, oh, this is trash, this needs to go to the dump, and this. I can't just be standing there at the storage unit deciding what we need and what we don't need. A lot of that stuff we need it. I'm not going to be that person standing there when we could just load it all up, take it somewhere, unload it. There's no point to be deciding at the storage. That's just too much work.
This has been a more serious video, a more serious subject, so this little part right here is a saving grace with Tophiachu just saying some of the most ridiculous stuff. A trademark of the Chu Crew, talking about how she's just lost all of her memory, you know, it's just fading away from her from all the bad things that have occurred. And like, yeah, you know, something really bad happened to you, you probably do repress it to a certain degree, but what Tophiachu is just describing is just memory, you know, something happened a long time ago, it's not very relevant to you, you see something that reminds you of it, you're like, oh yeah, I remember when that happened, or like when you're talking to one of your friends and they're like, hey, do you remember this? And you're like, no, not really. And then they're like, they mentioned something. You're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And then a whole story unearths from it. Like, oh yeah, it's been a while since I thought of that. It's not some miraculous thing that's happened to you because all the bad stuff. It's just getting older, and that's just kind of how memories work. And the Brother Chu comment is very concerning to me because it's barely been a year. There's literally videos with Brother Chu's voice in it where you can go back and listen. Sometimes people will say in my comment section like, Tophiachu never cared about Brother Chu while he was alive. And you know, I wasn't around as much when Brother Chu was hanging out with Tofia, but at the end of the day, you know, I do know that he cared for Tophiachu nonstop, so I imagine he loved her. I don't know if Tophiachu cared very much about anyone or anything else. It doesn't seem that way. How the heck do you forget your brother's voice in a year? He literally kept you from being homeless after you got your entire family kicked out of the motel and the apartment. Well, Mama Chu helped with the apartment, and so did Papa Chu. I guess I can give you a little bit of credit there, but dang, just forget about him like that. But maybe she is, you know, the entire thing about Tophiachu is just, you never know what she's going to get herself into, like her deliberately getting herself taken off of the Pizza Hut list, like, hey, please don't come here, you know, it's definitely a troll that's going to be ordering this pizza, and then she calls up there, it's like, what? Are you kidding me? I can't order a pizza, it's obviously me. And they're like, well, how do I know it's not a troll, Tophiachu? And she's like, because I'm Tophiachu. And that's exactly what every single one of them said before. And they're like, how do we know this isn't a troll again? Because I'm certainly Tophiachu. Like, all right, good sir, I'm going to believe you for the 50th time, you know?
I'm not getting a 3-bedroom. I have to get at least a 2-bedroom. Because 3 bedrooms worth of stuff will fit in a 2-bedroom because that's more space. It won't fit in a 1-bedroom because it's a 1-bedroom. Now, because there are some things, I don't know if my mom wants that because we have our beds. We have 3 beds. But one of the beds is my brother's bed, and I don't know if she wants to throw that away or keep it. There's some things that you would be like, that we don't need that, but then it has a sentimental value to it because it was my brother's bed. Stuff like that. For me, I'm mentally checked out. How do people do it? How do people become rich? How do people make money? I don't want to struggle anymore. Angie slept in that nasty ass bed since she wants to post shit. She was disgusting. She was gross. She left. There was open bags of Takis behind my brother's bed. My brother did not live like that. She did. She didn't even clean up after herself. She was disgusting. My brother doesn't drink Dr. Pepper. My brother drinks Mountain Dew. So why was there empty cups of Mountain Dew that she never finished? She would get the fountain drinks from the gas station and not finish them. I know what drink my brother drank because we shared the Mountain Dews. He drank Mountain Dew. He didn't drink Dr. Pepper. My mom, I know what all my family likes. My dad likes Mountain Dew, I think. My mom loves Pepsi. She's the Pepsi drinker. Now I've turned from Mountain Dew to Dr. Pepper, which is insane. And my brother likes Mountain Dew. No one said I didn't clean. When I had to go help my brother with his room, it was disgusting what I had to clean up after. And it's no wonder why we had all those roaches. And to be honest with you, he would go to work and come home. She expected him to clean up after herself because she's a complete and utter slob. Are you not embarrassed? You come straight home, empty stacks of cracker packs. And it's not empty. It's stacks of crackers. A whole bunch of packs that they never finished. They would open another one, and then it would be almost half gone. And my brother knew that. My brother's not going to come home from work and have to clean up after you. What's wrong with you? You need to clean up after yourself. I'm not going to go into a relationship and expect someone to clean up after me like that. I'm going to clean up after myself. I'm not going to have all the disgusting shit. Your house is probably going to have maggots in it. I don't even know. People need to be on top of their trash too. Because like place we lived at, the dumpster was filled with trash. So I told my dad, oh, the dumpster's filled. We'll just put it by the dumpster. That is creating extra work for the garbage men. I'm not creating extra work. Because then those garbage men have to get out of the garbage truck and throw the bag into their garbage truck. When that's just creating too much work. If the trash is full, that should tell you do not throw it. But my dad got angry and made me throw the trash even though the trash was full. And I'm like, alright.
What a wild segment. Tophiachu sitting there screaming, how do you get rich? I just don't understand it. I mean, what's there to understand, Tophiachu? Some people are born rich, some people are born without, right? So if you're born without, you gotta put things together more, you gotta save, you gotta invest better than most people. If you're born rich, you can be a little more free with your money. But the simple truth of the matter is, you don't have to be rich and successful to have a good life. You could be making a pretty good wage, like $20, $25 an hour. It really depends where you live, what state currently, but $30 an hour, and you're doing just fine. Not really many complaints. Of course, there's always going to be things you see and you want, but you just can't have, but that's why you save and you invest, and then maybe one day that's a possibility for yourself. But Tophiachu just doesn't see that. It's either black or white with her. She's like, either I'm poor or I'm rich. There's no in between. And if we're going to be honest with ourselves, like, Tophiachu has a good shot of making a decent income. Something that she would sit there and brag about for days. Every time she got onto a live stream, she'd be telling us, she's like, I have made it. And she wouldn't even be rich if she just got a minimum wage job where she worked, I don't know, 30 hours a week. And then she was doing TikTok. She actually battled. She put some effort into her content. Tophiachu would be making a decent amount of money, but she won't even put that little bit of effort in. Like, think about how little effort that would be, guys. Most people do that just normally, and then you just throw in talking to people on battles on TikTok, and then your funds are pretty good. Like, everyone would take that. It's a no-brainer situation, but she's sitting there just absolutely stumped. And while she's ranting, she trails off onto how disgusting Angie is, and she's like, Angie left my house a mess. And now I don't know exactly which house Angie lived with the Chu Crew in, but if it's anything like the apartment Chu or the motel Chu, the only thing clean in that house was the shower, because that thing was never ever touched. And if you don't believe me, you think I'm joking, that's not a joke. I've seen the pictures myself. I can't find them. I think Tophiachu Archive might have them somewhere, but they're pretty disturbing, all the other pictures you see, because Tophiachu literally has a yellow piss road of doggy pads leading her hallway. Like, she's just walking through them casually. And you're gonna tell me Angie is the dirtiest person in there? Now, let's be real, maybe Angie lives disgusting as well, but I think she's on par with you guys. When you're trying to dog on her, you're like, listen, my brother, he only drinks Mountain Dew. There was so many empty cups of Mountain Dew in there that Angie left unfinished. This is her fault. All of these stale crackers that my brother just left all over the place as well, Angie's fault. And it's like, it's a room. I don't know about you guys, but a room doesn't take very long to clean. Unless you have an absolute pigsty, it probably doesn't take you longer than 10 to 15 minutes to pick it up after work. Like, even if you're like dating someone who's incredibly lazy, doesn't really do anything cleaning wise, it doesn't take long. Oh, you got off work? No matter how hard work is, oh, throw that in the trash, throw that in the trash, and then it's over with. I just don't want to sleep in something that's disgusting,
How about work for the maids at the motel you destroyed? Let's talk about work for the maids. Those maids created work for themselves. They're the ones who created the work. Let's talk about it, right? My brother went and got the important stuff and left them trash. You know why? They told my family to hurry up and get out. So if you're telling someone hurry up and get out, how do you expect? And that was an old food, by the way, dumbass. We just bought that food. I had just bought that food. Mind you, you know what is so funny? Why Studchu lied? I have an actual paper in storage, and I'm going to show you this shit because I still haven't forgotten about that. We have papers where they said they had to conduct monthly a inspection because people falsely said that our room was trash. So they required our room to have an inspection every month to make sure it was clean. You do know that, right? We had to clean our own room every month because we didn't have a maid come in. We cleaned our own room. The only time the maid came, when the maid came, we asked her because she came every Thursday. That was Studchu, by the way. We asked her for new bedding. So every week on Thursday, we would ask for new bedding. That's the only thing we asked her for. She didn't have to do shit. We cleaned our own room by ourselves. You ain't playing in my face. The reason why the room was trashed and left the way it was is because they rushed my brother and the other maid was causing problems. That day, that other maid was causing problems. My brother even says stay here because if she says anything to me, I'm going to tell her off. So he said, I'm just going to get all this important stuff and bring it to the car so we can take it to storage. And he left the trash for them to clean it. That's what they wanted. That's on them. It was cleaned. That's what you're not. You know what? You illiterate ass bitch. Because you want to talk about my 7th grade reading level. You're part of the 50% of people that read at a 5th grade reading level. Because there is no way I just told you what I told you and you still said that room should have been cleaned. Do you think because you got higher education that makes you smart? No, that's like what Precious's mom said. You have a woman coming to my f***ing buzzer talking about some higher education. You's a dummy, bitch. You don't know nothing. Seriously, what makes you think going to get a higher education makes you smart? I'm smart. I'm as smart as most people, and I didn't have to go to higher education. Yes, I have some college, and I was going for business, but I was not going to college to be smart. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. If you think because you have a college education you're smart, you're dumb. What does reading at a college level have anything to do with a room inspection? How did we get from room inspections to college reading levels? That is the dumbest thing ever. How does a maid have a say in whether someone gets to stay there or not? You're a maid. Go clean rooms. That's what you get paid to do. You don't get paid to put people on a do not rent list. You're not doing your job then. Why are you doing a job that is not your job? The lady in the office, mind you, she was a Trump supporter. I'm not going to say anything bad about her because I don't know if she still watches my stuff. She used to watch my social media, my stuff. She knew me from social media, but she was kind. The Trump supporting aside, she literally helped my family out so much. This witch, I can't even tell you. This chick that worked in the office, there was another chick. This girl stole my rent money and tried to tell me. She looked on the cameras and basically tried to insinuate that my money was gone. That someone took my money. I handed her that money. Then she's like, well, you're $100 short and we need $100 for the rent. And I'm like, I gave it to you. So I didn't have $100 to pay her. And I said, I'm not paying her. I'm not paying you. And my brother he said, well, he was going around hustling to get the money. And I said, no, we're not paying her that $100. She took the money. She needs to pay the money. Her guilty conscience ate at her so badly that she said she'll pay it out of her own money. No, some people are not empathetic. You're going to try to steal $100 from me and then say on camera that you didn't even see the $100 on the counter, that it wasn't there. duh, and then you're like, oh, I guess I'll pay it out of my own money. Then she calls and she's like, I got it. I'll just pay it out of my own money. No, you're going to pay it out of the money you tried to steal. The situation was so bad that the conscience ate at her so badly that she just paid it.
The way it sounds to me, if your room was spotless every time a troll called and was like, hey, the room is disgusting, and they went and checked and was like, no, it's not, they would eventually just stop taking the calls, ignore them completely, because you guys are great renters. There's no other way around it if that's what was going on. But every time they come there, like, hey, this needs to happen, this needs to happen. Okay, these people were kind of right. We're going to give you a monthly check from here on out, and you must clean this place or you're going to get kicked out. And she's asking for bedding every week, which, like, kind of goes with what Studchu showed, that, you know, the mattresses were like completely soaked with urine and there was garbage everywhere, which you admit, you know, Brother Chu threw things all over the place. And I couldn't imagine in the span of like an hour being able to wreck a place without, you know, like deliberately doing it, that they're like, yeah, this place is just trash completely. And then there's the allegations of you and Mama Chu using the sidewalk as your own public bathroom. Tophiachu didn't really talk on that one very much, but Toph, there's a lot of proof that you guys just deliberately destroyed that motel. And I don't know if it's deliberate, but it's just the way you guys live. There has never been one picture of your old houses that look good. Like, they're all left in like ruin. And maybe Squid was doing it for attention, but, you know, she actually had some proof backing her up. That's the reason she got, I don't know, attention. And let's not forget, guys, because this is too funny not to mention, that she just said that a TikToker left a hotel room and abandoned. She completely destroyed the place, urine-soaked mattresses. Well, it turns out that Tophiachu left a comment saying, hey, don't you talk about me and my family like this, you know, these are lies. Tophiachu just told on herself. She could have completely avoided this drama, but chose to get into it. And now because she has a beef with Studchu, she just demeans all service workers. Like, no, you guys don't do nothing. You know what? You're at the bottom of my shoe, Studchu and other service workers. Go pat down a pillow before you talk to this huge TikTok star Tophiachu ever again. The college level genius who forgot to count out her money properly, which is just such an insane story that you was trying to blame this lady for what was most likely your mistake. Now, yes, has there been hotel workers who have stolen before in the past? Of course. But I really don't think she would steal from you guys, especially because she knows you're living there. That would be kind of a hassle. If you're like a motel hotel worker, you would probably steal from the person who, I don't know, is leaving in a day or so, has a flight to catch, they might mention it. That's probably the better idea instead of the whole family who lives there. The more likely scenario is you miscounted or you literally dropped a $100 bill.
When you're saying who leaves $100 on the counter, someone who is paying rent. I paid her the rent. She grabbed the money and she was paid her rent. I did not leave any money for someone to steal. To try to insinuate that someone stole the money is crazy. The person, I don't remember if there was a person behind me that was paying the rent. She tried to insinuate someone else stole my money. Then when she looked on the cameras, she said she didn't see anything. So how does that make sense? From the time that I get to you and I hand you the money, all of a sudden you're $100 short. That to me was odd. You're $100 short and I had all the rent money at the counter. She looked on the cameras and said she didn't see anything. She said, oh, anything. I didn't see. Oh, nobody took your money. If you expected us to feel bad for you, to make us feel bad and be like, well, we'll pay you back the $100 since you helped us out with our rent. You didn't help us out with the rent. You paid the $100 out of the money you tried to steal. It is not that obvious. The guilty conscience was eating at you. It's like, what am I gonna call the cops for? They can't check the cameras because they're gonna say, oh, actually, I think I did call the cops. And I think they said they couldn't do anything. As a matter of fact, I think we did call the cops and they said they couldn't do anything. And I can't remember why. But I said, I think that the lady in the office stole my money. And I said, I have proof. And then at that moment, when the cops said they couldn't do anything, that's when she had called and she was like, oh, I'll pay it, I guess. Maybe because you were standing on the other side of the door and you heard I was contacting the cops. That's another thing I actually thought of. Besides the guilty conscience, was that maybe she overheard me contacting the cops and she didn't want to get caught with the $100 she was not supposed to have. So what did she do? I'll pay it. Why are you living in a tent and do you need a place to stay? No, I'm not living in a tent. I'm joking. For those of you who truly want to help, the thing is that people are saying I'm living in a tent. Mind you, when I say these things, I have to be careful because people are trying to find where I live. So a lot of people really believed I lived in a tent, so why not let them? Am I working? I do social media, but right now I'm in the process of trying to get a place, and so I need to post 1 minute videos. I've been forgetting. No, Salady, what I'm going to do is tell you to STF you. First of all, I don't get myself kicked out of shelters. Second of all, some shelters have a time frame of how long you can be at the shelter. So maybe think about that before you speak. I'm going to get a place for free. Yes, I am. I'm just going to tell them, hey, I'm Tophiachu, give me a free place to live. I'm just kidding. What's this? Oh, that's an odd question to ask. What steps are you taking to get housing? Well, the steps that I'm taking, I take steps forward, right? Then I step to the left. Then I slide to the I'm just kidding. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. No, I wouldn't take a free house. I would take social media because let me tell you something. Why would you ask that question? First of all, you could take a free house, but no. Because then I would have to work a job, and I don't want to work a job, ever. What is wrong? You sound upset? I'm not upset. Do I sound upset? I just woke up not too long ago. I've been sleeping. Man, because I've been tired. It's been get up and go. I've been busy all day. Not today. Well, I had something I had to do today, but I was busy all yesterday. I've been up till 2, 3 a.m. I have been having trouble going to sleep because I've been up.
Tophiachu is hitting peak delusions. We're in the fourth shelter. The tent Chu arc is just around the corner. But still yet she's sitting there lying like, I'll never be in a tent. What am I ever going to take a step in the right direction? I'm going to take a step to the left. Step to the right, that's what I'm gonna do. It's like, it's not gonna be much more laughing matters with you, Tophiachu. You're gonna be remembering the days where you decided to gaslight a hotel worker. She's just wishing for the day she could get away with a scam like that again. That story was so insane. It's like Brother Chu believed her so little that he went out hustling. She told him time and time again, like, listen, I had that $100. He's like, yep, sure, Tophiachu, on the phone doing a DoorDash. To the point, even the motel worker felt sorry for you. He was like, look, I guess I'll give you $100 out of my own money. And you refused to pay her back. Like, that's some real low down stuff. Like, I don't know if Tophiachu meant that a lady standing behind them implied that someone stole the 100, or that the motel worker was implying that a lady behind Tophiachu stole the 100. But either way, you think, like, they got some cameras, the boss got involved with this, he would say, like, yeah, my worker stole this, there's no way around it, it's like, it's on camera. And if you called the cops, like, I've worked in retail, and when they steal like $5 worth of stuff, the cops still come there and they ask the person, so would you like to press charges on this? If you're in a place with cameras and the hotel/motel worker checked them, I'm pretty sure the cops would investigate it if you called them. So I have a little bit of trouble believing your story that the hotel worker had the Batman Begins device where he's listening in on Scarecrow's deal, like, yeah, Tophiachu finally figured it out. I got that $100. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that dastardly Chu Crew. If only she wasn't listening in on your guys' conversation.
Job, like, I'm supposed to follow society's rules. Society wants you to get a job so you can live. I don't want to live to paycheck. I want to be financially stable so I can tell the people that I hang out with, get up, let's go. We're going to go take a trip. I'll pay for it. Let's go. That's what I want to do. I want to take my mom to places. I want to travel. I want to go to enjoy life. I don't want to be stuck to paycheck and then have to be like, oh, can I get time off to go on vacation? And you only get so many time off to go on vacation. I don't want to have to answer to a boss and be like, oh, I can't hang out with you today, I'm working. No, I want to be financially stable and successful. I wouldn't be sitting here laughing while I'm broke, being a nobody. You just prove every single day of your life you got no life. And you literally tell people that in the open. Who said that I deserve a soft life? I said I wanted the soft life. A soft life is being with someone that has more money than me, that provides me a life, that pays for me to go on trips. That's a soft life. Soft life does not mean wanting things for free. You are confusing a soft life with wanting things for free. I didn't choose to be homeless because I want a soft life. Being homeless is not a soft life. There's a difference. You don't even know what a soft life is. A soft life is being with someone who is rich, that has money. That way all you have to take care of is self-care. Hello? I could run into someone in my real life. That's why I don't lie. Because literally I'm not going to portray myself one way and be another in real life. Because if I run into somebody, I'm going to want them to see me as I truly am. You don't even know anything about me and you just came in my life and judged me. You think that your comments mean something because you're verified. People are going to listen to you. I don't care about your opinions, verified or not. You could do the free trial check mark, but that doesn't make your comments any more important than anyone else's. You think that you're so important because you got a check mark, people will listen to you. That's not the case. I could care less. Obviously, if you were any kind of a man, you wouldn't be coming in here just judging women.
The story Tophiachu tells us about what she would do if she had money explains so much about why she's so financially irresponsible. If you have money, you just don't hand it away thousands of dollars to take friends on a trip. If you got friends and you want to go on a trip, yeah, I guess it's nice sometimes to take somebody you can't really afford it with you. That's really cool, but you can't do that every time and you can't take multiple people. Like, they gotta pull their own or you're gonna sink too. Like, if you gotta actually take them to the place, well, what are they gonna do when you're there? Well, that means you gotta buy their food, you gotta buy their hotel room. If you go shopping, you're probably gonna buy them things. That's thousands and thousands of dollars that you could save on yourself. Tophiachu is a 30-some-year-old woman who wants to be a millionaire. Well, if you want to be a millionaire, you gotta start by saving up a little bit, and you're never going to be like a multi-millionaire, so you can't just throw it around. This kind of mindset is why you go to Comic-Cons when you can't afford rent. This kind of mindset is why you buy Disney stuff when you can't afford rent or food, and that leaves you and your family scouring around a bag of Doritos hoping that you get more than the other one. But what am I even talking about? Tophiachu isn't going to spend her money. You know, she's been talking forever about how I don't want a sugar daddy. I mean, I could get one if I wanted one, but I'm not like that. But now, she's like, I actually want someone to spend millions of dollars on me. I want the soft life. I don't know who's going to give Toph the soft life, and I hope to goodness nobody offers her a Hawaii vacation again, because she will probably accept it, and it's a horrible idea. Toph, if somebody does that, do not accept it. But isn't it a nice thought that she just wants to blow someone else's money? Oh man, I can't wait till I get a millionaire, and then I can just throw their money around wherever I want. Just vacation for my friends, my family. I might hang out with them a little bit, go shopping. Tophiachu is a black hole of finances. She could be living in a mansion, but is one Comic-Con away from back on the streets.
Did you know going to the gym doesn't work if you're not changing your diet and how you're eating? And when you going to the gym to lose weight, and mind you, I had a good diet. Let's just be for real. I didn't eat too much. You don't see results overnight. That's not how it works. Just because I went to the gym does not mean I'm going to be automatically skinny. That's not how that works. You have to go to the gym for consistently for a long time, not just for months. So what if I went to the gym for a couple of months? That's not going to be immediate results. You have to keep going to the gym. It's just way more than just going to the gym. People tells you to go eat a salad. If you eat a salad, you're not going to lose weight. If you think that's all you need to lose weight, then go eat a salad. You'll lose about a pound. That's all you're going to see in a month. I lost about 2 pounds. That's it. Going to the gym for a month, you don't lose a lot of weight. That's not how it works. If you're losing weight drastically, it's because you're probably doing something that's unhealthy. I woke up at 4 a.m. I set my alarm. I walked on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Then I did the ones where you're on your knees and then you twist. It's for your stomach, I think. I did that. And then I would do those little dumbbell things. I would work my arms. So I would do this for like 10. I would do 10 sets of those 3 times. So I was doing 60 of those because I was doing 10 of one, 10 of the other. Then the bars that you pull down, that, because I wanted to work my back out because you're trying to get rid of fat everywhere. That, I did that 10 times. Then I would do this rower thing where you pull one side and pull the other, or you could pull it like that, like rowing. I did that one 10 times. And then after that, I would go take a shower. I went to the gym with 2 other people. But I just remembered, my mom got her first sale. Let's go. My mom got her first sale. She sold the mug. Isn't that great? She's a seller. Yeah. Isn't that great? She has like a thread. What is it? Thread up? Threadless. I think it's threadless. Where you can make stuff. It's on demand. So she got some designs from Canva, which you can use. And she made some designs and she's selling. I'll let her know tomorrow she sold a mug. She's going to be really excited. That really is going to make her day. Thank you. Excuse me. My mom is really going to be very happy. Thank you. That really means a lot. It really does. I'm trying not to cry because that's crazy. Her first sale is going to be so excited. I thought of that song. I'm so excited. But then I thought of something else and yeah, like I said, it's okay. Anyways. I'm not jealous. I'm happy for her. Why would I be jealous? I've made sales. She hasn't made a sale, so I'm glad that she made a sale because the shop's been up and she's trying to sell. So yeah, I don't know if she's let people know, but she has a threadless shop. It's not even just that. It's the laundry soap. I just bought her that too long ago, like a month ago, and they steal it. I don't got money to be forking out to buy laundry soap. I had to pay storage and I had to pay my phone bill. I could barely afford anything and I need to get my money up. Seriously. It's just been frustrating. So anything that you guys do, like you buy something, that'll really help her because she can get laundry soap, she can get things that she needs, and it'll really help her. I'm trying the best that I can, but we just need to get her out of there. And this is funny because people are like, you don't care, you don't call them, you don't tell. I did tell them off, but I gotta be careful because that's retaliation. They could and kick her out of the shelter because I called over there and did that. And my mom's worried. That's why she told me not to call over there anymore and do that.
Her ideas of fitness are so skewed. You can't just go to the gym without changing your eating habits and lose weight. Well, yeah, you're kind of right, Tophiachu. If you're eating 10,000 calories a day and going to the gym and doing nothing, well then, yeah, the results are going to be the same. You're still eating 10,000 calories. But most people, if like you're eating like even just a little bit unhealthy, but you go and you exercise hard, you're going to see results. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, it depends on what you're actually going for. Are you going to lose weight? Are you going to build muscle? But I assume Tophiachu is talking about losing weight. So maybe she's got a relative point, but I think she's wrong 100%, especially when she's like, did you know you could only lose a pound? It's like, no, you could actually lose far more if you're like just beginning. That's when a lot of your results come. So if you're dieting just a little bit properly or exercising hard, you'll probably lose 15 pounds if you're actually going at it. And if you're dieting properly, whoa, you could really lose a lot of weight, especially if you cut out soda. People who've never tried wouldn't believe the amount of weight that sheds off when you stop drinking soda. But Toph isn't even trying, because then she's like, whoa, if you think it's just dieting as well, you go eat a salad. Nothing I do changes. If you get on a calorie deficit and you actually try in the gym a little bit, you'll probably drop a lot of weight. I don't know how much Toph weighs, but I assume, like you guys, she could probably lose a ton of weight really fast if she put some effort into it. If she cut her calories down to like 2,000, 1,800, she went to the gym 5 days a week and put in a lot of effort, Toph would change probably, like, she would look physically different in about 2 to 3 months. My theory is you just went there to hang out with Studchu and Chu. Maybe make a few threatening calls to Mama Chu's shelter with Studchu. Maybe that's why you want to hang out with her still. You guys gotta go against the OG shelter Chu for wronging you. Alright, it's all starting to make sense now. But all jokes aside, it's actually insane that you somehow almost got your mom kicked out of a shelter too, Tofia. You didn't think it was a bad idea to call up to the place and start yelling at people about laundry detergent? But I guess that's enough for me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow all the socials down below, use the new hype feature, leave a comment as well, and I'll catch you guys next time.